that. I don't need any props apart from the mat or any surface where you feel comfortable. And then maybe a couple of weights if you like. And we'll start with hamstring curls today. So a hamstring curl is an exercise where you stand on one leg and you hinge forward with your hips, trying to keep your spine in this extended shape, so lordotic curve, and kind of sticking your butt out. So you can imagine that your tailbone is being lifted, pulled up towards the ceiling. If you want to make it more difficult, then you balance here. So you can lift the leg off the floor and lower like this. You should feel your hamstrings really burning in this one. And it's not about going super low. It's more about arching your back and tilting the pelvis forward as much as you can, because this will intensify the stretch. If you still want to do something more intense, then you can grab the weights and keeping them at your side. As you lower down, the weights are helping you on the way down, but they also create more resistance on the way up, so that builds strength in your back chain. So you could kind of do both stretch and strength. And again, try to make your torso parallel to the floor at the lowest position. And we're doing 10 of those on each leg. If you're struggling with the balance, I'm going to switch the sides now. If you haven't done 10 yet, then pause the video and do the rest. If you're struggling with balance, you can also hold on to something alternatively. So if you're finding it's very hard to balance, then you can hold on into a piece of furniture, into a wall, into anything really, into a pole to help you with balance. Or if you want that more progressed version, then you're balancing on your leg, lifting the back leg up. We're just kind of almost touching the floor with your toes and lowering down with or without weights. I'm gonna do 6 more because this was 4 on this side. Going slow, it's not about rushing it. And you may lower just somewhere here or just somewhere here, it doesn't matter. What I don't want to see is you arching your back on the way down in this exercise that defies the purpose. So sticking your butt out, imagining that your tailbone is being pulled up by the string. Let's do 4 more. You can lower a bit more or a bit less, or lose balance like me, and come back up. Touch your toes down if the balance is too hard. And you're done. And now the next exercise is going to be for your hamstrings and your inner thighs. So you're going to open the legs wide, bring your hands to your hips, pigeon toe your toes in, your heels slightly out. Make sure that there's no tension on the outer ankle. So if there is, then bring the feet closer. Inhale, lift the chest, engage your glutes. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips again, sticking your bum out, lowering down, chest towards the floor. You should feel it intensely in the hamstrings and inner line of your thighs. If the floor is somewhere close, you can bring the hands down. If that doesn't strain your ankles, you can open the feet wider. If you're very open in your legs, maybe you lower the forehead down. Wherever you find the sensation of stretch, if you're all the way down, you can experiment with different arm positions, maybe arms to side, lifting the shoulders away from your ears, arms reaching forward like in down dog. Find something that feels restful and just stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then slowly roll back up, bring the feet closer together and come up. 1 more for the hamstrings, and then we'll move on to the other parts of your hips, of your legs. So bring your right foot forward, left foot back. Left foot is about 45-degree angles and your legs are on a train track, so they're not right behind each other, they're slightly separated. Inhale, square your hips forward, lift the chest, Lift your kneecaps, engage your quads, so this part of the leg stay active. And then as you exhale, same action of sticking the bum back, tilting the pelvis forward and reaching forward with the chest. You can stay here with the hands at the hips. If you have blocks or anything else where you can bring the hands down to, maybe you can bring them all the way down to the floor, then you can do that. But keep working that action of pulling the right hip back and left hip forward. If your right foot forward, that is. At the same time, press through the big toe mount of your right foot and send your right hip back. So this action will increase the sensation of stretch, not only on the back of your leg, but also your IT band and your outer leg line. Keep pulling the chest forward and scissoring the hips, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward, but keep reminding yourself to keep this big toe mount glued to the floor. So this is what makes this pose hard, that action of opposition. And stay a few more breaths wherever you are. Hands at hips, hands on blocks. This is your pyramid pose. This is in yoga called Utthita Parsvottanasana, intense side stretch. And then when you're coming out, then bend the front knee and lift up. And just pivot to the other side, and we'll do the same pose on the other side. So set your legs first. Remember, your feet are your foundation. So you want to make sure that your feet are on train tracks. Your left foot is now pointing straight forward, right foot slightly out, 45-degree angle. You can lift and lower all your 10 toes, spread them wider. Inhale, lift the chest, square the hips any amount. Don't completely lock the front knee out. You can keep slight bend here. Just a micro bend. And as you exhale, shift the hips back, tailbone lifting, engage your quads and start lowering. Go slow, keep the tension in your feet, press through the left big toe mount and bring the right hip forward, left hip back. So again, that action of opposition. Left big toe mount stays glued, but you're sending your left hip back at the same time. You're intensifying the sensation on the side, body on your side leg on your IT band. And stay wherever you can manage the sensations in your body. Just 5 long breaths. Chest is reaching forward, spine is long, tailbone reaching back, creating length in your back body. This is intense stretch. It's in the name. Utthita, ut means intense. So if you feel it intensely, you're doing it right. Our last couple of breaths. And then lift up when you're ready. Now let's do the stretch for the front surface of your hips. You can do this quad stretch standing. This is option number 1. Holding onto something if you need for support, or just balancing if you are comfortable balancing here. So if you're doing the standing quad stretch, then you want to make sure that your knee is pointing down, that you're just not doing this, because it will want to do this. Your glute will try to do that, but instead of that, you're trying to tuck the tailbone under and point the knee down, bring the knees closer together and bring the heel towards your bum. This will intensify the sensation of the front body, this action of tucking your pelvis and at the same time pointing the knee down. If this doesn't feel like much or you want more, then you can try this stretch at the wall. So you're going to come with the right knee down and you're going to bring it as close to the wall as you can. The right toes are pointing up, the front of your foot is on the wall. Then you're going to bring your left foot forward, and maybe here you already feel quite a big stretch, a lot of sensation, and you just stay here, perfectly fine. If you're not feeling a lot, however, then you can bring the hands towards your knee and start lifting. At every point along the way, you check, how does that feel in my knee, especially the one that's on the floor? How does it feel in my hip, right? But mostly the knee that I'm concerned about. So at each step of the way, going deeper into the stretch, you need to keep checking with the knee. You need to be pressing down into the knee so that those ligaments stay in place. And then Ultimately, you want to bring your bum towards the wall, and your right heel will be on the outside of your hip. You'll see it when I do it on the left side. Maybe you bring both of your butt cheeks to the wall. Maybe you bring your upper body to the wall. But notice again, what does the knee say? What does the knee say? Should be a song. Take a couple breaths. Ideally, you want to stay here for at least 5 deep breaths. If it's too much though, you can of course come out sooner, or you can always take a less intense version by staying lower down, maybe further away from the wall. Remember to take the end, that regression that works for you, and then we'll do the other side. So here you'll see what I meant with the heel on the outside. So find the same position. The left knee is pressed down as close to the wall as you can get it. Ideally, there shouldn't be anything on the wall. The toes are pointing up, and as you come up, you're trying to find the position where your heel stays on the outside of the hips. And you're trying to bring the glutes towards the wall. You're trying to bring, if the glutes come to the wall, then maybe you bring the shoulders to the wall. And then you just relax. See, also side to side might feel different. There's always one side that's tighter than the other. And let's take 5 breaths on this side. Close your eyes and go within. Now we did the back of the legs, the front of the legs. So the back of your thighs, the front of your thighs, the inner line of your thighs. Now we just need to stretch the outer side. So that's last exercise for today. Last pose for today is going to be a pigeon pose, and there are again several options. So I like this active pigeon exercise that I'm going to show you next. If you don't like this, you can always take another option, which I'll show as well. So you're going to come into this position, to the lunge position, and lift the back knee off the floor, and the hands are going to be framing the front foot. So what I want you to do here is lower the knee out to side, come into the outer edge of your left foot, through the left armpit, and then bring it back through the left armpit again. So you're pressing the floor away, kind of rounding through your back to do that. And then again, lower down to a comfortable degree and back up. We are not keeping the hands here. This is not not done like that. It's done from here, hands on both sides, and you go with the knee in through out through the armpit and back in through the armpit. And you're going 10 times in and out. Now I'm pretty tight on my outer hip, so my knee doesn't go all the way out, all the way down. That's why I like this exercise. But if you are a lot more open in the hips, then you might be able to come a lot closer to the floor. You always monitor sensation in your knees. But if you are rolling into the outer edge of your foot as you're doing this exercise and you're not pressing or pushing on the knee, then there shouldn't be any discomfort there. And you're just lifting and lowering. And even here, I feel a big stretch on my glutes and my outer hips. And then after you've done 10 like this, then you can stay a few moments in this last position. Just counting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Bring the right foot forward. Find again that lunge position and go out and in 10 times, rolling into the outer edge of your right foot, lowering the knee down. As you see, my range of movement here is pretty limited, so you might be a lot more open and your pigeon might look very different. But for me, this is already a big stretch for my glutes and my outer hips. So I'm going to do 10 just like on the other side, and then hold the last position for 5 seconds. And as you hold it, go 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, count back up. Now if this one was like, nah, don't love it, I want a different hip stretch, then you can do a figure 4 seated here, or you can do a figure 4 reclined like this. And basically whichever hip stretch that you prefer, if you didn't like the suggestion of my active pigeon. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Leave the comments below and I'll see you again soon.